Dear children, let's know something about the poet. Henry Van Dyke, who belonged to 1852 to 1933, was an American poet born in Pennsylvania. He was considered one of the best preachers in New York City and served as a Presbyterian minister for more than 20 years. He eventually returned to Princeton, where he spent nearly 20 years as a professor of English, with a bit of service as the US ambassador to Luxembourg and the Netherlands in between. His poetic style is based on intellectual brevity, strong atmosphere, and symbolic and figurative language. His popular poems are A Legend of Service, A Home Song, A Lover's Envy, Mother Earth, America, Hymn of Joy, Love, Life, and Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee. Dear children, this poem is in the form of sonnet. The word sonnet is derived from the Italian word sonetto, which means a little song or small lyric. In poetry, a sonnet has 14 lines and is written in iambic pentameter. That means a line with 10 syllables accented on every second beat. The first 8 lines of a sonnet is known as octave and the last 6 lines is known as sestet. Sonnets can be categorized on the basis of their rhyme scheme. Iambic pentameter means a line with 10 syllables accented on every second beat. Let's see this example. Take first line from this poem. Let me but live my life from year to year. Here see, this sentence is divided into 10 syllables. Every short syllable is followed by long syllable. For example, let me but live my life from year to year. It is followed by all the lines in this poem. Let's see forms of poetry. They are blank verse, free verse, epic, haiku, ballad, and elegy, etc. Let's see vocabulary of the poem. First word, unreluctant soul, which means willing to do something. This form is generally not used, but the poet has used it for emphasis. Next, mourning, expressing sorrow for great sadness. For example, the world is mourning for the death of COVID-19 patients. Next, veils, to hide or cover something so that you cannot see it clearly or understand it. For example, a veil of mist obscured the view. Next word, adventure, an unusual, exciting and possibly dangerous activity such as a trip or experience. Next, crown, a circular decoration for the head usually made of gold and jewels and worn by a king or queen as a symbol of authority. For example, the crown was made of solid gold decorated with diamonds, rubies and sapphires. Quest, a long search for something that is difficult to find. For example, world leaders are now united in their quest for peace. Now let's say a small introduction to the poem. In this poem, the poet explains how one can enjoy the life with courage and dedication and overcome all the obstacles in life. Let's read and enjoy the poem Life by Henry Van Dyke. Let me but live my life from year to year, with forward face and unreluctant soul, not hurrying to, nor turning from the goal, not mourning for the things that disappear, in the dim past, nor holding back in fear from what the future wails, but with a whole and happy heart that pays its toll to youth and age and travels on with cheer. So let the way wind up the hill or down, over rough or smooth, the journey will be joy, still seeking what I sought when but a boy, new friendship, high adventure, and a crown. My heart will keep the courage of the quest and hope the road's last turn will be the best. Now let's see summary of the poem. The poem Life by Henry Van Dyke is full of positivism and beautiful inspirational poem depicting poet's determination to live a purposeful, positive and fruitful life. Dear children, let's see the meaning for first three lines. In the first stanza, the poet says that he wants to live his life to the fullest, always looking forward and advancing towards his goal without any distractions and moving forward with a willing soul. Next two lines, not mourning for the things that disappear in the dim past, nor holding back in fear. For that meaning, he just wants to live in the present without mourning for the bitter past or fear about the future uncertainties. The next three lines, from what the future wails, but with a whole and happy heart that pays its toll to youth and age and travels on with cheer. For that meaning, he wants to move forward in life with a happy heart, paying all the dues demanded by age and continue to travel forward. That means he thinks that he should live life to the fullest by retaining the childlike innocence and pleasures of life. He likes to travel his journey of life cheerfully. In the second stanza, the poet further expresses his determination to live a great life. Dear children, let's listen first two lines from the second stanza. So let the way wind up the hill or down, over rough or smooth, the journey will be joy. He says he won't be frightened by the difficult uphill road of life. Whether he gets a rough road or smooth, he will travel on it with joy. That means, though his way goes up in the path of a mountain or down the valley, he would enjoy his journey. No matter whatever happens, if his path is difficult or easy, he will make it a joyful journey. Next, see two lines. Still seeking what I sought when but a boy, new friendship, high adventure and a crown. He will continue seeking new friendship, thrilling adventure and a crown in the same manner when he was just a boy. That means he is searching to find what he was searching for when he was a boy. His new adventures, his hopes, his new friendship and his new experience which enrich him. Let's see last two lines. My heart will keep the courage of the quest and hope the road's last turn will be the best. These very important lines. The poet says his quest will never stop and continue with the hope that the last turn will be the best. Life is described not as an entity but as an experience. One should live with courage, dedication, and a clear sense of purpose that drives the mind and soul. The poet encourages us to have faith and determination in our hearts as we take on this beautiful journey. Dear children, let's conclude this poem with Buddha's quote. The secret of health for both mind and body is not to mourn for the past, not to worry about the future, but to live the present moment wisely and earnestly. Let's say poetic device. Can you pick out the rhyming words in the poem? In this poem, rhyming words are ear, disappear, soul, goal, fear, cheer, whole, toll, down, crown, joy, boy, quest, best. Let's see the rhyme scheme of this poem. What's a rhyme scheme? Rhyme scheme is a poet's deliberate pattern of lines that rhyme with other lines in a poem or a stanza. The rhyme scheme or pattern can be identified by giving n words that rhyme. Let's see. In the first stanza, see last words. First one ear, give A. Second one soul. It is not rhyming with the first word, so give B. Third word goal. It is rhyming with soul, so give B. Disappear. It is rhyming with ear, so give A. First four lines, rhyme scheme A, B, B, A. Likewise, first stanza last four lines, first word fear. It is rhyming with disappear, so give A. Whole. B. Toll. It's rhyming with whole, so give B. Cheer. It's rhyming with fear, so give A. So first stanza, last four lines having rhyme scheme A, B, B, A. Let's see the second stanza. Last word down. It's not rhyming with previous words, so give C. Joy. D. Boy. It's rhyming with joy, so give D. Crown. It's rhyming with down, so C. Then last two words, two lines words quest, best. That is rhyming with each other. That is not rhyming with previous words, so give E, E. So the rhyme scheme of life poem is A, B, B, A, B, B, A, C, D, D, C, E, E. Next we have to see alliteration. It is the repetition of the same consonant sound in successive or nearby words. We have to note down the first letter of two or three words should be the same. For example, in the first line, let, live and life. See first letter L is repeated. Next in line number 3, not and nor. Here first letter N is repeated. See line number 6, what, with and whole. Here first letter W is repeated. Next see line number 7, happy and heart. The first letter H is repeated in these two words. Next poetic device, contrast. In the 8th line, youth and age, these two words are opposite in meaning. So contrast means opposite. Contrast is present in the 8th line. Next poetic device, personification. Personification is a figure of speech in which a thing, an idea or an animal is given human attributes. In this line, so let the way wind up the hill or down. Here, personification is present. That is, the way is personified as a human. It takes us up the hill or down. Next poetic device, metaphor. It is a figure of speech that makes an implicit implied or hidden comparison between two things that are unrelated but which share some common characteristics. In short form, it refers to a hidden comparison. Here, in this line dim past, here dim is compared to past. Next poetic device, couplet. A couplet is a literary device that can be defined as having two successive rhyming lines in a verse. Verse means poem. Here, in second and third line, having rhyming words, sold gold. That is, these two lines having the same length and is followed by one another. And also, in the 13th and 14th line, quest and best. These two lines having couplet. That is a literary device. These two lines of verse that are joined by a rhyme. Next, we have to see the poetic device enjambment. That means it is the continuation of line which passes at the 8th line in this poem. Two passes, that is two full stop at the end of 8th line and at the end of 14th line. Then continuously first 8 lines coming, after that there is one pass at the 8th line. Then afterwards continuous lines, there is a full stop at the end of 14th line. So enjambment means pass only at 8th and 14th line, that lines running without pass beyond the end of the lines. Do you understand? Dear children, I hope you all understood the poem meaning and also poetic device. Let's once again read and enjoy the poem. Read along with me. Let's start. Life by Henry Van Dyke. Let me but live my life from year to year, with forward face and unreluctant soul, not hurrying to, not turning from the goal, not mourning for the things that disappear. In the dim past, not holding back in fear from what the future veils, but with a whole and happy heart that pays its toll to youth and age and travels on with cheer. So let the way wind up the hill or down, over rough or smooth, the journey will be joy, still seeking what I sought when but a boy, new friendship, high adventure, and a crown. My heart will keep the courage of the quest and hope the road's last turn will be the best. I hope you all enjoyed by reading this poem. This is memory poem, so you have to learn thoroughly with the proper punctuation marks. Dear children, let's see the summary of the poem Life. The poet wants to live his life looking ahead, willing to do something. He neither wants to hurry nor move away from his goal. He does not want to mourn for the things he has lost, not hold back for fear of the future. He instead prefers to live his life with a whole and happy heart, which cheerfully travels from youth to age. Therefore, it does not matter to him whether the path goes up or down, rough or smooth, the journey will be joyful. He will continue to seek what he wanted as a boy, new friendship, high adventure, and a crown. Here crown refers to prize or reward. His heart will remain courageous and pursue his desires. He hopes that every turn in his life's journey will be the best.